Hey, y'all, my good friends. I'm going to give you your daily Bible readings kind of early. You're going to get a bunch of Redneck Ramble and your daily Bible reading all together in one video. That's nothing new, though, is it? We begin Second Chronicles this evening, and the first chapter is short. And you're just going to get the short first chapter because, y'all, I have been outside all day long getting things accomplished that needed to get accomplished. The roses still aren't planted yet. They got to get planted tomorrow. I may go out after this video and dig the holes. I don't know. I'm so sore. My body aches. I was in the garage building some shelves. I've never done anything to that garage the 4 years I've lived here. It's got a workbench. It's extra wide. It's a one-car garage, but it's got extra space. And I got my bicycle, and I used to have a big gas grill in there that I didn't like and sold, and my garden tractor. All that fits on the side inside the garage, and then there's plenty of room for the truck to go in there too. And it's got a workbench, about a probably 6 or 8 foot long workbench, and I put some shelves. I put some bars across the window. It's got a window in it, and I wanted to get all my tools out of that room there and put them in the garage, but I put bars across the window so nobody could break in and steal my tools. And I put shelves and stuff in there just to store stuff on. And I'm not done yet, but I did all the carpentry work I wanted to do. I made either 3 or 4 trips 7 blocks into town and went to the hardware store. I think every time I went to town, getting different things I needed, different size screws than what I already had, and some different size nails than what I already had. And I bought some pins and hooks to pin my trailer tailgate so it won't fall off when I got a heavy load back there. And I don't remember what all I did. I've been busy all day. I guarantee you. My butt hadn't sat down at all until just now, except for the sitting in the truck going back and forth to town. And I bought some more lumber for making some more shelves. I'm going to clear out that room as much as possible, and that room is just going to be for the freezer and spare water, the cases of water, which I gave away 5 of those cases or 4 of those cases yesterday to the people over in the town where that big tornado was night before last. So I got to restock on my water, but I got enough left to last me a while. But that room is just going to be for my storing my Gatorade cases, cartons, whatever you call it, and water and home canned goods. And it's been packed full of empty boxes and boxes with junk and just all sorts of stuff. And it's got cleaned out a lot in the last couple of days. And then I planted peppers and corn and okra in places where the peppers and the corn and the okra that was planted the first go around didn't come up. So hopefully I'll have full rows of corn and full rows of okra, and the peppers I just kind of mixed in between everything else. And when they start coming up and getting a decent size, then I'll thin them out. But I planted them thick. And I got some coming up already, just not as many as I wanted. And then I went out to the corner flower bed out at the corner of the lot here and planted 6 more dahlias. Yep, I did. That's all I had. I had 9, but 1 or 2 of them never came up, and so I bought 6 more and planted them, so we'll see if any of them comes up. The ones that I already had planted are already about 8 inches tall. And I still got a ton of flowers and watermelon. And out back, I'm going to plant more corn and more okra someday. And tomorrow, I got to plant my roses. Those things are too expensive to let them sit in the pots and die. I've been watering them every day in the pots, but I got to get them out of the pots and in the ground. And tomorrow I will. Unless we get raptured out of here tonight or in the morning early. And then I guess they'll sit in the pots and die, because I doubt anybody else would want to plant them, even though they're valuable to me. All right, y'all. I hadn't been drinking all day. I'm thirsty. I hadn't had my shower yet, and I got to get a shower. I'm so tired, though. It's almost scary as easy as I fall, and especially when I'm tired like this. So I may just scrub off with the wash rag. I don't know. I didn't get dirty. I mean, I got sawdust on me. I didn't sweat for sure. There's no sweat. I don't think I've sweated but one time in the last 4 years since I moved up here. And that was not enough sweat to get excited about. Well, I don't get excited about sweat anytime, but it was not much sweat that one time. It's been pretty chilly out there. I had on a long sleeve t-shirt most of the day, and then it got hot, so I took it off and put this shorts. I think I started off with this one early this morning, and it was too cold, so I put on a long sleeve t-shirt, and then I got hot and put the short one back on. And there's sawdust and probably dirt dust, and that's probably all that got on me. So I got to wash off. I feel dirty, but I didn't do anything dirty except for the sawdust and the dirt. I guess that's enough to get a person dirty. I'm afraid to take showers. It's a whole lot better. I will not take a bath, because my bathtub, I'd fall and hit my head on that cast iron tub and bust my skull wide open or something else. So I've never taken a bath in the tub itself. I've got a separate walk-in shower over here that I use, and I guess it's pretty safe. I bought a chair, that for handicapped people to sit on while you take a shower, the shower chair, but I've never put it in a shower. I use it at my desk. It's a whole lot more comfortable than the desk chair, so I use it for my desk chair, except I never sit at the desk anymore. I used to a lot, but I don't anymore. Oh gosh, y'all. I'm tired. Let me read you your First Chronicles, and if I think of any more. Oh, I went to see Nicole twice. I hadn't seen, well, I've seen her, but she's always been busy. Today she wasn't busy, so I went there twice. I went there once. I stopped at the police station. I got something going on at the police station that I'll tell y'all about. I'll just go ahead and tell y'all. Heck, it ain't no secret for y'all. I applied for a job at the police station yesterday. And the police chief wanted to talk to me today, so I went up there and I told him I was working in the garden and I was dirty. I'd clean up and come, and he told me to come on the way I was. I told him, no, let me clean up a little bit anyways. So I put on a different shirt and, well, took my shirt off and washed up a little bit, put on a clean shirt, a nicer shirt, and went up there and chatted with him for a little while, and then came back. I stopped at Nicole's that time just to say hi because her car was at her store, which is right across the street from the city office, which is where the police department is. And then I, I went back again to take her a shirt I had. One of my buttons on one of my favorite shirts broke in half. I never saw a button break in half before, but it did, and the half of it was gone. I don't know where the missing half went to, but it disappeared, and half of it is still sewed to my shirt. So, and down at the bottom of my shirt tail, there's some spare buttons, one for the collar and one for the regular buttons, two different size buttons. So she's got a spare button to put on it. So I told her if it was over $100 labor just to throw the shirt away. But she doesn't charge me anything. I think she still loves me. She hadn't told me in a while, but I think she still loves me. I think that's all the Redneck Ramble. So let me read to you. And I don't know if I get that job at the police department's a full-time job. And I don't know if I could do the job. I've done similar work after I retired, and I loved it. I had to quit, had to resign to move up here. I put my house up for sale while I was working at that place down in Texas, and I didn't think my house would sell at the price I listed it, and it sold in 2 hours, and so I had to leave that job. It was a fun job, and the captain was my boss, and he and I are good friends. He's a good Christian man, and he and I have remained friends even since I moved up here. And I sent him a text earlier and told him what I was doing here, and I said, I'm going to put you as a reference. He said, okay. And also they want to know the dates that I worked at that job, and I didn't have any idea. I didn't even know the months I started and the month I stopped. But he looked it up and got it for me. So that police job was at an oil refinery down there, and that's some intense stuff, y'all. Every person, employee and visitor that entered the refinery had to be searched, and any bags, briefcases, suitcases, anything they brought in had to be searched. That was intense, or it got intense several times. And part of the training had to be with the Department of Homeland Security because of terrorists attacking oil refineries, because that could be catastrophic if one got in disguised as a salesman and planted bombs inside the refinery or something. So everybody and everything had to be searched. But it was a fun job. I enjoyed it. And I gave away all my salary. I wasn't working for the money. I was just working to have something to do, people to talk to. And now I got y'all to talk to, except y'all don't pay nothing, and I don't have any money to give away now. Well, I do still give away about 400 a month, but when I was doing that job at the refinery, I was giving away all of my earnings. But that was that. And if I get this job here, which at my age, I doubt that I will, but the only thing, nobody in this town wants to work. Everybody likes to get free money from the government, so I might get the job. I don't know. I don't care if I do. I'll be happy and I'll do a good job and give I'll have a lot of money to give away again. And if I don't get it, I'll just keep on keeping on. But I got to get everything ready. So if I do get the job, all I got to do is water the plants and the flowers and veggies once a day and mow every couple of weeks. And I think the job that I applied for, you're off on weekends, I think. I'm not sure. It doesn't matter to me, so as long as I get a couple of days a week off. And I don't care about the benefits because I got all the benefits already anyway, so I just want something to do and people to talk to. That was my shopping list today, but now it's my Kleenex. I got on there, go to the bank, go to the hardware store, and then there's a shopping list of stuff to buy, and I got it all. And it wasn't much, but you know what? Last month at the hardware store, I spent over $800, and I told them, I said, next month I'm not going to come in here. I spent over $200 there today. Oh my Lord. Uh, Lumber is expensive, y'all. That ain't no lie. And I bought some grass seed, and grass seed is expensive. I never, back in Texas, you don't use grass seed. You buy grass sprigs and you plant sprigs. But up here, you plant seed. So, and I've bought, I don't know how many bags of grass seed this year already. And there's still some bare spots. And so I bought a bigger bag of grass seeds. I don't even know where it's at. I don't know where I put it. Maybe it's in the garage. I don't know. Oh, and I bought some hooks, not some hooks, but some pins with clips to hold the tailgate on the trailer so I can pull the trailer behind my garden tractor and haul mulch and dirt and whatever I got to haul. Roses tomorrow. And I don't know what else to tell y'all. I think I told you everything I did. It was a busy, very productive day, and I got to get this video done so I can go out there and water everything. And I'm going to have to water with my back to the wind so the water will blow away from me and not on me. The wind's blowing about 832 miles an hour out there. I can barely walk in that. It's blowing so hard. I got a detached garage, walking back and forth today, taking stuff out of that room and out to the garage. I can barely walk, y'all. Seriously. It's tough. But that life is tough. Y'all listen to my shorts today. I got some good scriptures I put up on shorts today, and they're all short, so they don't take long. All right, let me read you. Chronicles Second Chronicles, chapter number uno. Number one, chapter one. First, I said First Chronicles, 29 days, and now I gotta get used to saying Second Chronicles. Second Chronicles, chapter one. And Solomon, the son of David, was strengthened in his kingdom, and the Lord his God was with him, and magnified him exceedingly. I don't have my headphones or my earbud in because I am dirty. I got dirt. There's probably dirt in my ears. That's why I didn't put it on. So I'll just talk loud. Then Solomon spake unto all Israel, to the captains of thousands and of hundreds, and to the judges, and to every governor in all Israel, the chief of the fathers. So Solomon and all the congregation with him went to the high place that was at Gibeon, for there was the tabernacle of the congregation of God, which Moses, the servant of the Lord, had made in the wilderness. But the ark of God had David brought up from Kirjath Jearim to the place where David had prepared for it, for he had pitched a tent for it at Jerusalem. Moreover, the brazen altar that Bezaleel, the son of Uri, the son of Hur, had made, he put before the tabernacle of the Lord, and Solomon and the congregation sought unto it. And Solomon went up thither. We hadn't had that word, or hither or thither, in a long time. That's kind of exciting. And so Solomon went up thither to the brazen altar before the Lord, which was at the tabernacle of the congregation, and offered 1,000 burnt offerings upon it. That's a lot of burnt offerings. In that night did God appear unto Solomon, and said unto him, Ask what I shall give thee. And Solomon said unto God, Thou hast showed great mercy unto David my father, and hast made me to reign in his stead. Now, O Lord God, let thy promise unto David my father be established. For thou hast made me king over a people like the dust of the earth in multitude. Give me now wisdom and knowledge. If God asked you what you wanted, what would you ask for? King Solomon said, Give me now wisdom and knowledge, that I may go out and come in before this people, for who can judge this thy people that is so great? And God said to Solomon, Because this was in thine heart, and thou hast not asked riches, wealth, or honor, nor the life of thine enemies, neither yet hast asked long life, but hast asked wisdom and knowledge for thyself, that thou mayest judge my people over whom I have made thee king. Wisdom and knowledge is granted unto thee, and I will give thee riches and wealth and honor, such as none of the kings have had that have been before thee, neither shall there any after thee have the like. Then Solomon came from his journey to the high place that was at Gibeon to Jerusalem, from before the tabernacle of the congregation, and reigned over Israel. And Solomon gathered chariots and horsemen, and he had 1,400 chariots, and 12,000 horsemen, which he placed in the chariot cities, and with the king at Jerusalem. And the king made silver and gold at Jerusalem as plenteous as stones, and cedar trees made he as the sycamore trees that are in the vale, for abundance. And Solomon had horses brought out of Egypt, and linen yarn, the king's merchants received the linen yarn at a price, and they fetched up and brought forth out of Egypt a chariot for 600 shekels of silver, and a horse for 150. And so they brought out horses for all the kings of the Hittites and for the kings of Syria by their means. So that is that for the first chapter of Second Chronicles, and that is good. We're getting to the good part of Chronicles. All right, y'all, that's that. I'm done. I am gonna go get clean and change clothes. I did 2 loads of laundry today, which is all my laundry, but well, all the clothes, the towels and wash rags, they don't get done but like once a month. But all my clothes are clean and dried and put up. So I did that in between going back and forth. So I was busy. I don't have a list of stuff to check off, but if I did, I would have got all of it checked off today. I'm happy the Lord gives me the strength and energy, like the Energizer Bunny, to do stuff. But I want a pretty yard, and every day it gets a little prettier. And when all the stuff that I got planted grows, it's going to be nice. I'm going to have vegetables coming out my ears and flowers all over the place looking pretty. So that's that. And someday I got to shave. Yep, I got to shave. All right. I want to read the Bible more. I got a Bible in there. I'll go lean all the way back in my recliner and read the Bible. I got a Bible. I don't have one in the bathroom, but I don't ever go in there long enough to get settled in reading the Bible. And I don't have one in the bedroom because when I go in there, I go to sleep. But I hardly ever sleep in the bed. I sleep on the couch all the time. It's more comfortable for me than the bed right now. I don't know why, because I got the most comfortable bed in the world. It's just so high off the ground. I don't like running and jumping to get up on it. I need a ladder, and I don't like climbing ladders now, so it just doesn't get slept in. I wash the sheets and even the comforter. The comforter's laying on my walker there. It's dried and ready to put back on. I reckon I ought to go put it back on. No hurry, because I don't use that bed. A lot of times, though, I lean back all the way in my recliner because it takes all the pressure off my spine, and my spine hurts so bad. Uh, and often I fall asleep sitting there, and then I sleep there all night, just laying on that recliner. But when I do get up to go to bed, I go to the couch because it's long. I can stretch full length out on it, and it's comfortable. It's very comfortable. And that's the only time that couch gets used. Well, Nicole and I sit on it before, but other than that, it's never been sit on. It just sits there looking pretty. All right, y'all. Y'all behave. I stay too busy to misbehave, so y'all don't have to worry about me. Besides, back in 2001, God put his fear in me. I fear the Lord. I'm not going to misbehave. I love him too much too anyway. He doesn't have to threaten me with what he could do like he did once already. So that's that. I'll see y'all in the morning with some shorts. Not my shorts, but some Bible shorts. Y'all don't. Never mind. I'm goofy. I'm tired. I'm goofy. Forgive me for my goofiness. I love y'all.